What's up, guys? This is Alex Chiu coming at you with another episode. Today, I basically want to, clarify what my cell realignment machine does. Okay. But before I talk about that, I'm the inventor of physical immortality rings. These are the plastic and magnet rings that you put on your small finger. They stop you from aging. You put them on, you become physically immortal. I have lots of Amazon customers' testimonials on my website. Most of them give me like 4-star, 5 stars. Yeah, if you go to my website, livemuchlonger.com if you want to learn more about these rings. All right, let's talk about my cell realignment machine comparing to Lakhovsky multi-wave generator. I had a customer, who asked. He said he wants to buy the Lakhovsky multi-wave generator. I know about that stuff. Okay. It was only about last year I learned about the Lakhovsky multi-wave generator because I was trying to compare my cell realignment machine to other products like the Rife machine, and then like the Zapper, or they have these they call it the spooky zappers, and then another one is called Lakhovsky multi-wave generator. I heard about that when I was a young man. I heard about that when I was only 18 or 19, but I never knew what's inside of that machine. But then until last year, I didn't know what Lakhovsky machine was really made of. But last year I did a little research. I realized, Lakhovsky machine is also based on capacitor. What a coincidence. So it's sort of like I reinvented that machine or something. But I realized there's one huge difference between my machine and Lakhovsky's multi-wave generator. That is, Lakhovsky's multi-wave generator is very, very messy and confusing. They have lots and lots of capacitors, all around the machine. They have lots and lots of capacitors. They're huge. They're like, there's like two. I see that there are two panels. Okay, one basically the user sits on the chair, and then the right antenna. There's an antenna on the right. Okay, it looks like a disc-shaped antenna. You place it on the right, and then on the left of the user, there's another disc antenna. And then you turn on the machine, and it looks huge. It looks like a hospital medical equipment. Damn. And it's loud, too. The user has to sit there for healing, They don't lie down like my machine is like, you use it when you lie down, you lie down when you sleep, You just basically put my machine near your body, and you sleep throughout the whole night with my machine beside the body. But Lakhovsky machine, it's huge antennas, on both sides of the person, and you have to sit there for don't do nothing, read a book or something, for 30 minutes to an hour. Sit there, and then the machine is very, very loud, But that's not the main difference. The main difference is that Lakhovsky machine, okay. The capacitors oscillate. My capacitor does not oscillate. What I mean is, what is oscillation of the capacitor? It basically, okay, this is what a capacitor is. See, this is my cell realignment machine. Okay, inside, I have capacitors inside this machine. Okay, and oscillation means the energy. The electric charge goes in and out, 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 like that, They just keep repeating the process. What I mean is, there's diodes and maybe semiconductors inside the machine that keeps on turning the current on and off, on and off. So the capacitor, they don't stop working. They keep on vibrating, they keep on oscillating. That's what the Lakhovsky machine is all about. It's all about oscillating capacitor. My machine is like this. My machine is basically, I charge up the capacitor, and that's it. And then it's a one-way trip, and that's it. The capacitor remains charged up. And what happened is, when the capacitor is charged up, electrons, they start to leak out of the capacitor. And then this is the negative side of the capacitor, and this is the positive side. Positive side is the back end. You put the negative side near your body, and what happens is it sort of creates a funnel. It creates a turbine. The negative energy leak out from the front, travel into your body, and then it goes back to the positive terminal of the capacitor. It becomes sort of like a jet turbine, like that. And then the electron travel into your flesh, comes out the other end of your flesh, and go back to the capacitor, the other end of the capacitor. That's the way how my machine works. You understand? And anyway, the Lakhovsky machine is extremely, I don't know, I would say it's very, very immature, because it was patented back in 1940. Let's take a look at clip. Based on the clip, okay, the cell is sort of like the what do you call it, the magnetic dust. You saw inside the clip, there's magnetic dust, right? And the magnetic dust can move around just because of wind, or because you touch a little bit. You see the magnetic dust moving, right? So magnetic dust is sort of like human flesh. The cells can realign themselves. If you give it opportunity, they can realign, they can repair themselves. Nowadays, no, they don't have this technology to repair the human flesh, because no machine was given. But my machine is first. You understand? My machine, you induce energy into the human body to slowly realign the cells, the human cells. Just like the magnetic dust that you saw in the clip. The human cells can be slowly realigned, okay? Look, another thing about this, my machine and a Lakhovsky generator is this, okay? When I do research on Lakhovsky machine, I don't see anything about resonance. I don't see anything about resonance. What I mean is, based on Rife machine, if you tune the frequency to a certain degree, it could fit the resonance of the viruses, and then the frequency from the Rife machine would cause the virus to shake, and then eventually they would shake themselves to death, right? I don't see any indication on the Lakhovsky machine that has to do with resonance. Resonance is actually very true, because I'm going to show you a clip right here, okay? The piano string would make sound based on the horn's tune. When you blow a certain tune using a horn, a certain string inside the piano would shake. Did you see that? That's what I call resonance. Okay, what I mean is, my machine, I have to tune my machine to a certain degree. You understand? See, my resistors are around 740 ohms, and then these capacitors, I tune it to. They are about 11.5 kUF. Okay, and then there's two of the capacitors. They are 35 volt tolerance, and then they are 4700 UF each. And then one capacitor is 2200 UF, but 50 volts tolerance. If you don't tune it to exactly like this, no, the machine doesn't work at all. Because what happened is the energy would simply bounce off. It would bounce off of the body. The energy cannot even penetrate your flesh. You understand? And it has to penetrate the flesh in order to repair the damaged cells inside the body. Okay, in this demonstration, I'm going to show you, okay? The corn, okay, you see these corns? This actually represents cell walls, okay? It represents the cell in your flesh. And you see the red thing, okay? This represents germs or viruses that's attacking the broken cell portion. Okay, let's say if you have let's say if you have a scar or tear somewhere in your body, right? You got a little tear somewhere in your body, right? And if the cells don't grow back together, eventually what happens is germs or viruses would attack that area, okay? And then it would slowly develop into stuff like cancer or yeast infection, which develop into asthma or arthritis, whatever, or eventually it becomes tumor. It depends on what kind of germs or viruses attacking that scar, okay, or the tear, right? And what my cell realignment does is that it sends so much energy, okay, into your flesh, and the energy has to be tuned to a certain degree that it resonates with your flesh. You understand? If it doesn't resonate with your flesh, the energy from the cell realignment machine will simply bounce off. So the frequency, the energy has to be tuned, to a certain degree so that it resonates with human flesh, and then it will penetrate the human flesh to realign the cells again. When you put the cell realignment machine near the injury, it starts to send energy into the flesh and it realigns the cells. And then eventually the gap would close up. And then these germs or viruses, they would be squeezed out. And then they would just simply pop away. They would simply disappear. They would, one by one, they would simply pop away. And then your cell could, the gap could close up and then be fully repaired, okay? This is the beauty of my technology. They don't have this technology yet, you understand? I mean, George Lakhovsky, he tried, okay? Back in 1940, he made a patent, using capacitors as oscillators. He tried, but he never made it, okay? This is what my technology can do. See, that's the purpose of my machine, you understand? My machine is to heal, to repair the body, from scratch, repair the body, and bring the body back into factory condition, like you were born yesterday or something. This machine, I mean, in the future, if the entire world caught on to this technology, this machine, the possibility of this machine is endless. You're talking curing cancer, curing handicap. Let's say you're blind or you're deaf, or you can't walk because, you shatter your spine, you can't walk. This can repair it back, you understand? But unfortunately, you see, every day you can only repair a little bit. If you have a scar tissue, every night, because, you can only eat so much, right? You can only eat 3 meals a day. You can only sleep 8 hours a day, right? And, it takes time to heal, you understand? You can only use this machine, once a day, right? So you just have to, give it a lot of time. You just have to, be patient and just try to heal your body every day, but it does heal. It heals a little bit at a time. And another difference about my machine and the Lakhovsky machine is, of course, I mean, my machine is 100% quiet. It does not make any noise whatsoever. And it only uses like 1/10 of a watt. 1/10 of a watt, You saw the Lakhovsky machine. It's really, really loud, and it's like huge equipment. It makes you feel like you enter a Frankenstein movie, like the Dr. Frankenstein is doing some experiments, The human body is not about how many millions of watts you can insert into the human body and turn the person into Frankenstein. No, it's about resonate. You resonate your machine to a certain degree so that the energy can actually penetrate the flesh and actually realign the flesh. To just like the magnetic dust that you saw on my clip, you could actually move the cells around little at a time. To repair it into the factory condition, like you were born yesterday. You can do that, That's what and also, the Lakhovsky machine is like, the user sit there during, for a healing session, sit there and read a book or something. What for? Why are they doing that? I just don't get it. It's like you're supposed to lie down for healing, right? My machine, you only use my machine during sleep. The reason is because when you sleep, your brain start to, let out. Your brain, the floodgate opens and the hormones start to, its hormones spread throughout the entire body to heal the whole body, right? That's the time you use the machine to heal the body. That's the time you use the machine to force the body the cells to realign. Well, I mean, the Lakhovsky machine doesn't make any sense. You sit there, you read a book, you don't feel anything. When you use my machine, you put the machine near the injury, you could actually feel jerk. You could feel the jerk. When the cell realigns, and then when suddenly there's a floodgate, when electrons they suddenly break through, then you could actually feel a certain jerk. It doesn't hurt, but it's an indication of that. The blockade has been broken through. You could feel the electric shock. And let me also about a lot of people would ask, what's the difference between your cell realignment machine and the Rife machine? The Rife machine is they resonate their frequency to the frequency of the germs or the virus that they try to kill. And their theory is they send frequency to the virus, or whatever, cancer cells or tumor, whatever. And then because it resonates, right? So the cancer or the tumor or the viruses, they would shake, and then they would shake themselves to death. Or they would overheat. But unfortunately, Rife machine can only kill a few viruses, small, easy to kill viruses. I don't think Rife machine can get rid of tumor or cancer. Some people say it could, but I don't know. Because I don't dare to say it can't. But all I know is this: based on my years of research, I know one thing: if you resonate to a certain part of let's say you resonate your machine to the tumor cell or cancer cell. I mean, what if the cancer or the tumor is not afraid of overheating? What if they're not afraid of this your frequency? You understand? I mean, yes, you can tune your frequency to make it resonate the cancer cell. But what if the cancer cells are strong enough to and they are immune from your machine, right? So that's the reason why, Rife technology until now, nobody really take it that seriously. It only has a limited fan base. It only has a limited fan base because sometimes the tumor and the cancer, they're so strong, they are immune to the Rife machine. Then what you gonna do? My machine is different. Just like what I said, my machine, it's not about killing cancer. It's not about killing tumor. It's about realigning the cell structure, okay? Just like the clip that you saw, when you realign the cell, all the evil stuff, all the wicked stuff like like viruses and germs, they are being squeezed out, they are being forced out when your flesh has been repaired, back to the factory condition. Yeah, that's the difference between my machine and a Rife machine, okay? But anyway, yeah, okay, well, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you like my video, please hit the subscribe button. Or at least make a comment. I like comments. I'll talk to you guys later.